Good tidings, friends, and welcome to a special lore episode where we're here to talk about how Marluxia did nothing wrong. That's right, your boy Lauriam has been officially proven innocent. Strelitzia is his sister, and all of his suspicious behavior, as we here at the Secrets of Dorcas have long time suspected, has been him looking for his missing sister who tragically died. Well, we didn't guess the sister part. We assumed it was some kind of connection given the whole boss mech thing from Chain of Memories. Basically what you missed is that if you go back to Chain of Memories and look at Marluxia's final boss forms, the second and third form where he has the giant mech things, they are very clearly allusions to ya girl Strelitzia. Strelitzia being the scientific name for the bird of paradise flower, all of that like visually incorporated into all of the boss things, the feminine, angelic, literally looking over you figure. Pretty on the nose for your tragic dead sister plotline, I guess. So this of course has implications in other parts of the lore. First off, we're going to talk about how this has implications for the second gen foreteller setup. If they were both original second gen foretellers and they were siblings, does that mean that they had siblings who were in different unions, or does that mean that there's not an equal representation of the original unions in the second generation of union leaders? Are there two people from one union because the traitor union wasn't represented? Like, what up in that? We don't know, but it's a thing to think about. And of course, we have the introduction of your girl, Elena, Erlin. We're gonna call her Elena because pronouncing words is fucking hard. So your girl Lark's seen somebody has shown up. She's a Keyblade wielder. I've seen some riots in the streets from that already. Personally, totally down with it. Makes sense for our dynamic duo to have been together this whole time, I suppose, have that secret connection. Brings more questions up in Chain of Memories about whether or not they both had their memories. First and foremost, we're here to talk about Elena's relationship with Strelitzia and Lauriam. It's odd that Lauriam, Strelitzia's brother, doesn't know who she is. If she was close to Strelitzia, perhaps they were friends who were from different unions. Maybe Lauriam used to be union racist. Maybe they were in different unions and this was her friend from her union. Who knows? The most likely thing is that they were probably in the same party together at some point. I'm excited to see more of Elena and more things involving her. I already have a few like things teetering on the line between a headcanon and a theory regarding her. Tune into our next stream this Wednesday to hear more about that. Coming up on talking about the organization. So if Marluxia and Lauriam in this instance has been nobly looking for his dead sister this whole time, what does that mean if you follow the chain of like, and now he's working for the organization? Is he being used by Xehanort? That's a thing that happens a lot, so probably. Does it mean the organization is actually up to something weirdly not bad even though they're being dicks about it? It's a Square Enix game, that's incredibly likely. We don't know. Given the nature of the organization, it is even possible that Strelitzia or Lauriam are founders of Organization 13, and that's the joke here. We, of course, see Strelitzia in the orc coat on the cover of Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. The splash screen, I suppose, is the actual word for that. That's fine. The likelihood that this has been a thing around for a very long time as an organization meant to be against the Master of Masters or against the unions or something else is incredibly likely at this point. That it's something Xehanort read in a book, thought was cool, put on a trench coat and went, I'm awesome now, like these ancient people, which is what he does 90% of the time, only usually with more child murder. Of course, they could just have woken up and got inducted into all of the nonsense way later. We have lots of questions about the state of their memory. If, when, or how they do find Strelitzia. It's been theorized since before all of this that Strelitzia is one of, if not the very first nobody, given her place in the org coat on the cover and, getting shivved and watching her little heart fly out the door, sadly, with the light and stuff. Does that mean Strelitzia is one of the people that we saw in the nice lineup of a recent Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer as one of the final members of Organization 13? Something I noted in that was that there were lots of smalls. I'm tiny, and my hip structure implies that I am a female, so we had some questions. Is it Shion? Is it Strelitzia? We don't know. But we only have 2 months until we're gonna find out. Of course, now that we have completely ruled out Lauriam as a possibility for the murder of his sister, that begs the question, who did kill his sister? From the beginning, we here at the Secrets of Darkness have nominated Juan Ventus, who is not here to record this video with me for our regular viewers who are used to seeing Ventus here. But that's fine! One of the leading theories that we have is that Ventus is sort of tied to the Master of Masters in some way. He might be the mysterious figure who was talking to Maleficent even, who shimmied his way in on orders, potentially because of the reason for Shaletsia's death being speaking out against the Master of Masters, pointing out that playing God and murdering innocent people and deciding who lives and who dies and damning a bunch of people to a magical darkness war while choosing to save the people who are pure enough is questionable and probably morally ambiguous. And maybe some people didn't like that, so they shivved her. We don't know, but it seems likely. But one might argue that his recent aggressive aversion to the idea of Keyblade wielders stabbing each other could imply like he has access to knowledge of the future with Aqua and Terra. Or it could just be dramatic irony. Either one, it's square, so you know. Of course, our next suspect on the list would be Brain, or Blaine as we like to call him because we refuse to acknowledge the absurdity of the naming scheme. He's just been generically suspicious, the one who seems most I cannot think of the word I'm trying to think of. The one who seems the most invested is the word, in the mysterious knowledge of the foretellers, exploiting and gaining and building on that knowledge, although I suppose, exploiting is making some assumptions. He seems really into reading and learning, and that we're trained to assume that's suspicious because of people like Xehanort and Vexen, but I mean, he could just be a nerd who likes books. It's hard. Of course, he is also the only one who wanted to have people stab each other in the face, so that's not a great sign. That being said, there's always the possibility that it is a new party entirely that no one knows about, that we've never heard of before. Or it could be someone like Lushu, a foreteller who survived the Keyblade War somehow, so on or so forth. There are a lot of options in the Strzeleccia death mystery that are just not being considered, but none of them are pleasant, and all of them are guaranteed to make it more sad than what it is now. Yay. So, what do you think about the Lauriam reveal? We here are really happy about it. Why don't you tell us your thoughts, feelings, opinions, general disgruntledness or excitement in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and tune in for our weekly Wednesday streams at 8 p.m. EST, and for more lore video coverage coming up as we come in on Kingdom Hearts 3. And remember, save your tears, 'cause we'll be back.
When you walk away,